And welcome back to week number 2 of our ukulele lessons. Now for the upper elementary classes and the after-school ukulele classes, we're almost in the same place, so you can both take advantage of this. And that is that the first video did a very quick overview of a lot of what you should know. And a lot of that had to do with lesson 2 and practicing your notes and practicing your exercises and practicing your scales so that you learn where those notes are, and more particularly so that you can make nice clear sounds. And remember to always use, for now, the first finger for the first fret notes and the second finger for the second fret notes and the third finger for the third fret notes and eventually the fourth finger for fourth fret notes. But that keeps your fingers very consistent and very evenly flowing across the strings and not having to kind of bump into each other. So that's what you want to keep practicing, is those notes and scales in lesson 2. Lesson 3 was again how we put those together, learning those notes and how those notes became chords, because chords were roots, thirds, and fifths. So that when we looked at our C chord, we played C's, E's, and G's, and that was our C chord, and where we found all the C's and all the E's and all the G's on the 4 strings of the ukulele. And when we moved to lesson 4, from notes to chords, we again went through all the different chords that we found for the ukulele that are going to become very, very useful. And we saw in exercise 1, we were going from the C chord to our G7 chord and back to the C again. The C chord is when we put our third finger on the first string, 3rd fret, strum all 4 strings, and our G7 is our first finger on the 2nd string 1st fret, and our second finger goes up to the 3rd string 2nd fret, and our third finger is on the 1st string 2nd fret, and we want to make sure that our fingers are pointing straight down to the string so that they're not leaning over and muting any other note, any other string, and we have 4 very clear notes. And we just want to remember to take that third finger and slide it up on the 1st string for our C chord, and slide it back down and put the other 2 fingers in place for our G7 chord, and we go back and forth that way. So let's take those 2 chords and play a song that most of us know called Oh, My Darling Clementine. And this song is a waltz. It's in 3/4 time. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. And there's more verses, and they're kind of sad and a little weird when you get to that last verse that's really not listed in the songbook for that reason, but you can look it up. Now, when we played that song, when you heard me play it, I just used very straight downstrokes to the steady beat. And like we talked about last time, we want to make sure that we don't change our strum just because the rhythm of the melody is different. So we wouldn't go in a cavern, in a canyon, like that, because it doesn't sound too musical. We keep the steady beat with the right hand or whatever your strumming hand is, and that helps to keep the rhythm of the song. Now, when we learn to add more rhythm to our right hand, that's just the natural upstroke. So a very good place for this song to have an upstroke would be in between the 2nd and 3rd beats, like 1, 2, 3, 1. Like that. So, in a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh, my darling, oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful reasons that sounds good is because the rhythm of the melody more often than not follows that little extra beat. And if we were to add another melody or another rhythm note, we would add the upstroke after the 3 as well. A 1, 2, a 3, a 1, 2, a 3, a 1, 2, a 3, a 1. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorrow Clementine. So this is how we add more rhythm to a song, but let me take a few steps back and just talk about the most important thing, which we know is the steady beat that doesn't speed up or slow down, stays the, so we can all play together. You know that part. Okay, so, and that is that when we're playing and learning these chords on our instrument, we don't go like, in a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine. See, that just ruins everything, especially if someone's trying to sing with you. They grab the ukulele out of your hand and pound you on the head or something like that because they can't sing, and it's just kind of frustrating. So what you want to do is learn to practice playing from one chord to the next chord. G or C, G7, G, C7. So when you discover how quickly or slowly you change from one chord, let's say you're about right here, and you can keep that change to a steady beat. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, actually 2, 3, and 1, 2. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. So you see, we're playing the song at a much slower tempo, that's the speed, but it's a steady beat, and that's what's important. Because when you practice that steady beat, you're telling yourself, I have to be on this new chord now, on that beat. And what ends up happening, which is really cool, and that is that once you start getting better and faster, you've learned how to move on that beat and be ready on that beat. So your hand just kind of goes there and it tricks you, and you may think you're not good enough yet, but your hand says, I can do it. You know, you just gotta believe in yourself. And so that is the main thing when we're playing music, is to remember that we're keeping a steady beat and that we learn to change our chords on time so that our new chord is always ready on that strong beat, on beat number 1. Now, if you just can't, get into the song because it's too slow, then we're going like 1. This was about how fast we can switch our chords very cleanly. So what you do is you make this beat 1. Like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. In a cavern, in a canyon, excavating for a mine, lived a miner, 49er, and his daughter Clementine. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. So you see, when your chord is right there and ready on beat number 1, the song still has a nice flow to it, and you're not stopping or slowing down because you're keeping it steady, that doesn't speed or slow, but stays the, and that's how we can all sing and play You got it. Okay, so remember those keys, keys to playing. No key music, pun intended. But just keep practicing. Let me know if there's a special song you'd like to do for next time, or if there's something special in one of the lessons you would like me to review. Please let me know. This again goes with my upper elementary ukulele students and even my after-school ukulele students. So until then, Mr. Gerry signing off from the safety and comfort of my own home to the safety and comfort of your own home. Have a great week. A wonderful Easter, and we'll see you, well, next week by video, and hopefully see you all soon again. Bye-bye.